even get to cross.
What's up, guys? This is What's My Game, and we are playing Elder Scrolls Online, and this is my 3 helpful tips for Elder Scrolls. Just something that I don't think a lot of people are covering, and they're just little things, but to me, they really have helped a lot. The first one is find a spot and grind it early and often. Once you find a good spot, and here's a good one, this is in Bleak Rock Isle for the Daggerfall Alliance, and this one's awesome. Look at all these bodies on the ground. I mean, this spot particularly is a really good place to grind because the most important thing you want with the grind is you want a lot of enemies in a small area and you want a quick respawn time. And this spot has it in spades. So you can do it alone, but it's so early in the game that there's always people just randomly running around. So, you know, it's really helpful early to get to level 10 and level 15 as quickly as possible. Now, this spot will only help you get to level 10 because after that you won't be getting any more experience. But you can get to level 10 in about an hour and a half, really, especially if there's a ton of people here. Because what you can do is spam the area with the bow or a restoration staff. And what'll happen is you'll be hitting enemies that are farther away, and they'll either A, run to your position, or B, they're fighting somebody else, and you'll get a couple of hits on them, get some damage on them, and still get some experience, and also get a loot item from them if they drop one. So that's my advice, is to find a good grinding spot, one that's heavy. I mean, ideally you would be fighting non-stop, okay? That's the ultimate goal. Now, that's not always going to happen, but once you kind of get in your groove, which I did a little bit later in this video, some of which I don't even show you, but I figured out what the, rhythm is as far as where they pop up. It just depends on how fast, where you kill them in what order, so it gets a little bit hectic, but the most important thing is to just keep fighting. So if you're running out of guys, then try to figure out a different way to kill them in a different order, because sometimes they do spawn at different times. But if there's somebody like really far away and somebody's engaged in a fight with them, not only can you help them, you can help yourself. Just hit them with the resto staff or a bow because it's long range, or the other staff. And then even if you don't end up doing the rest of the fight, at least you've gotten a hit on them and you'll get some experience. And also an item drop. So that's really, really helpful. And make sure, if you can, early to get yourself an AoE. Get yourself an area of effect skill or spell. And it'll make it a lot easier to take out things. Even if it's just your first ultimate that you get. It's really helpful in these situations where you got a lot going on and you can just keep hitting that, whether it's a ultimate or not. Just keep using it over and over again. So that's my advice, and these are all over, and they're at different levels. At 20, 30, they're just, when you find one, stick with it and grind it out. It's kind of boring, but it'll really help you get it done and get you to the right levels. Get you to better levels. Number 2, soul gems are your friend, and you want to use Soul Trap. Again, this is in Bleak Rock Isle. It was just a good place to show this to you. I've done it in other alliances as well. Basically, guild traders are nice because sometimes they place them in places that are outside of the normal city. So you don't have to worry about a bunch of people walking around detecting you. This particular trader that I just showed you on the map is really cool because he's got soul gems. And he also has a backpack there that every once in a while has some cool shit. He has 3 books that you can read, which you can possibly gain a level from. And the soul gems are the most important part because soul gems are huge. I don't think people take early in the game. I don't think they understand how important they are. When you die, you can resurrect yourself at the spot that you're at as long as you have a soul gem at your level that's filled up. Number 2, soul gems. Obviously, for those that don't know it, refill or your enchanted weapons. When those run out, you can use a soul gem, a filled soul gem at the right level to refill it. Or recharge it, excuse me. I was trying to think of the word. With this guy, you'll get 4 to 5 soul gems every time, and you usually get one from each level, like a petty, a greater, and a grand. One thing I don't seem to get is just a regular soul gem, so I'm missing level 30s, but everything else I've got like 50, 40, 50 of. And again, this guy is cool because he has the books there every time, and so every time you log in and out, you have the chance of getting another skill because it's a new book, or a chance at a new book, I should say. So just use this guy particularly if you're in this alliance, or find one in another alliance. Just kind of scan the map, and when you see a guild trader out of town, go visit him. I know for a fact there's other guys that have soul gems sitting on their table, and this one just happens to be really good as well because he's like literally like 10 yards away from a way shrine. So when you're all filled up with your inventory with other shit that he's got, because he's got some weapons and stuff in the other 2 spaces I'm about to show you. So if you end up, here's the map again on this guy, and see how close the way shrine is. But if you end up getting really filled up on the other items, so if you want to steal some of these other things he has weapons, and he also has some alchemy potions like health and stuff. If you get filled up, you can just pop over to the nearest town using the way shrine, which is really nice. So the last thing I was going to say about soul gems is not only do they revive you and recharge your weapons, but once you get into Cyrodiil and you're doing PvP, you can be the hero of the game when you're battling and you've got a shitload of people and you're trying to take a castle in your siege. And you guys make a bad move, or you're trying to take a farm and the guards start killing you guys. Well, instead of having to respawn all the way at your closest castle, you'll be able to revive those guys because you'll have level 50s. And you just need to get them filled by spamming Soul Trap while you're fighting. You can see here that they're stolen, but all you got to do is take them to the fence, and then he will launder them for you, and they all become usable. Okay, we're not stolen anymore, rather. So you can see I have a shitload of grands, and those are helpful in PvP. So when you're battling and there's a bunch of enemies dying, make sure you're spamming Soul Trap. And Soul Trap is really good later in the game because you'll have the ability to do damage. So it's hurting them at the same time it's helping you get experience, and you're going to be filling those soul gems up quickly. I've had 50 filled at one time, and I could just be the hero on the map reviving everybody and keep that battle going. The last thing is a little free gold never hurt anyone, right? So this is just a little tip. I didn't even think it was that helpful, but there was a couple of dudes that said to me, "Hey, what are you doing? What's going on? Or why are you hanging out by this cage or whatever?" And so I usually don't talk in local, but I said, hey, I am stealing coins, and they're like, "What?" And they just always thought it was for show. So I thought if they didn't know, and they were like level 20 and 17 or whatever, they were pretty far in the game, at least halfway. For most intents and purposes, it's not like they were level 3. So I decided that maybe you guys would like to know. For every bank I've ever been to, and I certainly haven't been to all 3 of them in every city in every alliance, but I've been to a lot of them, and they all have these stacks of coins which can be stolen. And you don't have to deconstruct anything. It just goes right into your account like gold, and it's not stolen gold or anything like that. You don't have to launder it, which is funny because that's the original thing that we, crooks have to launder. But yeah, it just goes in as gold, and you don't have to worry about anything. It just can be used. Every time you log out, the gold comes back. I've gotten anywhere from 100 to 200 gold coins. So I would say the average is about 150 each time. And if you're quick about it, and once you get down exactly where your positioning is to grab the coins, you can be in and out in just a minute or so or less, and then log out, which is another 30 seconds, and then another minute and another 30 seconds. You can really do this pretty quickly and have yourself $500, $600, $1,000 or 1,000 gold coins in a relatively short period of time. The problem with this particular area is this bitch behind me. She's cramping my style here. She's like an Amazon woman, and I decided to take her ass out. I hadn't done that yet because I haven't been in this particular alliance in a while. I started a new character just to try a different build out. It really helped me on this one particular scene because I could go in and grab the rest and not worry about anything because there's nobody else. The banker can't see you. The problem is once you log back in, she's back. So I just wanted to point that out, that you know, you have to wait like anything else. There's no way to get around the people in the room. I'm all ears for a bank. There she is, see? I'm all ears for a bank that doesn't do this. Well, that's going to do it, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video and the 3 tips. Let me know what you guys want to see. Thanks so much. You guys are the greatest. Hope you have a fantastic day. This is What's My Game. See ya!